Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Danny Rowlands and I'm the National Manager of Prevention Services at the Butterfly Foundation. Today is an exciting day as we launch Australia's very first whole of primary school body image program, Butterfly Body Bright. I'd like to begin today by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we are all meeting, and for myself, that is the people of the Kulin Nations, and I pay my respects to their elders, past, present and emerging. So thank you for joining us from all around the country. I would like to now hand over to Butterfly's Chief Executive Officer, Kevin Barrow.
The Butterfly Foundation supports all Australians experiencing eating disorders or living with body image concerns. A core part of Butterfly is our education and prevention services area. We're incredibly proud to have reached over 1.2 million young people since 2007 with our community and schools programs. But there has been a gap. Our ability to support Australian primary schools in a safe, effective and evidence-informed way. That gap ends today. I'm incredibly proud to launch Butterfly Body Bright, Australia's first body image program targeted at Australian primary schools. It's a whole of school approach because we know that body dissatisfaction can occur at a very young age. Butterfly Body Bright aims to empower Australian primary schools to create a positive environment for children's developing body image.
Thank you, Kevin. Over the past 14 years, I've had the honour and privilege of building, developing and managing Butterfly's prevention and early intervention programs and initiatives. To date, our work has been typically in the secondary school space, working with adolescents and the professionals, the parents who support them. But we know that this is too late and that for the prevention of body dissatisfaction and disordered eating behaviours to truly happen, we need to start earlier. We also know that addressing body image in children is complex. Therefore, with Butterfly Body Bright, it has been developed in a way that ensures schools feel empowered to address these relevant themes and topics in a safe, engaging, evidence-informed and interesting way. So here we are, at times with a project team based in Victoria and the ongoing challenges that our country faces in relation to COVID. We weren't sure whether we would make it, but here we are, and I'm incredibly proud today to be sharing Butterfly Body Bright with you all.
Body image is an incredibly important issue that needs to be addressed in the school environment, particularly in the primary school environment, because that is often when a lot of our thought processes get sort of set in stone.
We live in a society where we're bombarded with constant information. We all have access to technology at our fingertips. That has exacerbated all the issues.
My experience of primary school was quite mixed. I was a really outgoing, really confident, happy kid a lot of the time, but at the same time incredibly sensitive and empathetic.
I'll be reading a text with children and all of a sudden we've got this commentary about eating something and a body size being associated with that.
Children who feel dissatisfied with their appearance are less likely to put their hand up in the classroom. They're also more likely to have unhelpful eating behaviours.
As a young kid, there were a few comments sort of thrown around in playgrounds that really hit home for me. It was quite a trying time, I suppose, withdrawing from sort of fun and social activities.
Less physical activity or over-exercising to compensate issues with social relationships. Struggle academically because they're just not focused on learning when they're not feeling great about themselves.
Look at the broader picture and look at where we can bring learning about our bodies and learning about food and exercise in a way that's more inclusive.
Fear around food and exercise really controlled my life for a very, very long time.
So unfortunately, what we know is that up to 58% of children are reporting appearance teasing from peers in primary school. Butterfly Body Bright aims to target some of the key risk factors that we know that contribute to body dissatisfaction in children. This includes appearance teasing, predominantly from peers.
Butterfly Body Bright can counteract those messages in a way that's sensitive to child development.
The staff training will be able to provide teachers with the tools to role model positive body image in all of their interactions with students, as well as how they teach about body image in the classroom.
empower children to be comfortable in the bodies that they're in.
Schools are in a really important position to be able to have an impact on how children feel about themselves.
Encourage and help foster their voice to speak up and feel confident that they can go to a teacher or a classmate or someone in the school community and feel supported and that they're going to be understood.
It takes the whole school community to do that.
Instill in them a sense of worth that they can live in their body successfully.
The aim of Butterfly Body Bright is to help all children in Australia thrive socially, emotionally, academically. Children can do that when they feel good in the body that they've got.
Butterfly's prevention services relies heavily on the support of corporate and philanthropic funding. This funding allows Butterfly to continue to grow and develop our prevention services over the years. In this instance, though, I would like to extend a huge thank you to FDC Construction for their generous donation and ongoing support, which has allowed Butterfly Body Bright to be. I would also like to acknowledge now the many people who have been involved in the development of the program, starting with our expert advisory group, which has been chaired by Professor Susan Paxton. I'd like to acknowledge the members of our educator and parent reference group, as well as the schools and students who have helped with our pilot evaluation, as well as the many consultants who have provided input and expertise along the way. I would also like to extend a thank you to the 164 people who shared part of their story within the lived experience survey. Thank you to everyone who has really helped to bring Butterfly Body Bright to life. However, all projects require a manager, and I would like to now introduce you to Dr. Stephanie Damiano, who is the project manager of Butterfly Body Bright. Stephanie came to this role with a PhD in psychology that explored anorexia nervosa in adolescent girls, and from there has dedicated her research career to understanding body image in children. Stephanie has developed a number of education and parent resources that support children's developing body image and continues her research in an honorary position with the Embodied Research Group at La Trobe University. So it is with great pleasure now that I hand you over to Stephanie, who is going to share the further details about Butterfly Body Bright.
Thanks so much, Danny. It's been over 2 years of work bringing this project together, and I'm so excited that we're finally launching Butterfly Body Bright today. So today I will spend a bit of time providing the context for why we have developed the program and what it looks like. There's likely to be many questions today, so we just ask that any questions are entered into the box on screen, and we will compile a response document and circulate that to all attendees in the next couple of days. So I just wanted to start by providing a bit of context around what is body image. So it's often thought of as having 4 aspects. So how we see our bodies is our perceptual body image, which is not always actually an accurate representation of how a person looks. How we feel about our body is our affective body image. So that might be the amount of satisfaction or dissatisfaction a person has about their shape or weight or any part of their body. The way you think about your body is your cognitive body image. And this might be things like believing that being thinner is better or more muscular is better. And then finally, the behaviours that we engage in as a result of our body image is our behavioural body image. And this may include things like some unhelpful behaviours such as restrictive eating or excessive exercise or use of supplements and steroids as examples. So when we think about body image in children, what we know is that the foundations for body image, weight attitudes and eating patterns start to develop early in life. And what the research is showing us is that quite consistently, 50% of pre-adolescent girls are reporting body dissatisfaction, and that often presents as a desire to want to be thinner than they are. And for boys, body dissatisfaction often presents as wanting to be more muscular. And a recent study found that 33% of young boys have reported wanting a more muscular body. Also, as part of this project, we conducted a lived experience survey where 93% of adults who reported body image concerns during primary school said it got worse into adolescence, and nearly 30% of those survey respondents went on to be diagnosed with an eating disorder. So these stats really motivate us to want to make a difference for children, and it's because body image has such a significant impact on a student's mental and physical well-being and how they engage at school and in life. What we know is that when a child is dissatisfied with their body, they're more likely to engage in unhelpful behaviours such as reduced physical activity, disordered eating behaviours. They're also more likely to experience things like depression and poor self-esteem, have academic challenges and social problems, and they're at an increased risk of developing an eating disorder. On the flip side, when a child is satisfied with their body, they're more likely to engage in health-promoting behaviours, such as fun and regular physical activity, eating more nutritious food, having a positive attitude to eating. They're also more likely to experience good self-esteem, be self-accepting, and have self-compassion. And they're also more likely to participate in school and hobbies. And it's simply because they're just not feeling self-conscious. So that is why our mission for Butterfly Body Bright is to strive towards every primary school child in Australia growing up feeling good in their body so that they can thrive socially, emotionally, and academically. So when we think about how we can achieve this, it's first important to acknowledge that there are a range of risk and protective factors that influence the development of a child's body image. And there are factors that are modifiable within the school and peer environment that are highlighted here. And there are important evidence-informed strategies that we can put in place in the school community with the aim to help children to develop a positive body image and sustain that as they approach and enter adolescence, where we know that they're then at an increased risk of more significant body dissatisfaction and eating disorders. So, alongside content and education experts, we have developed Butterfly Body Bright, which is an Australian-first whole primary school program that aims to promote positive body image and healthy attitudes and behaviours towards the body, eating and physical activity, and to do that in an appearance-inclusive environment. It is an online program for primary schools right across Australia to access, and then schools will implement the program themselves. There have been a number of elements that have contributed to the development of Butterfly Body Bright. So first is our team of body image experts at Butterfly Foundation. We have also had the input of an expert advisory group, an educator reference group, and a parent reference group, who we have been absolutely amazed at their contribution and are so grateful for what they have contributed to the project. We also conducted a review of the scientific literature, which helped to inform a number of components of the program, conducted a school strategies study, and finally a lived experience survey. Now let's cut to some of these individuals who have been involved in the program and some of the support that we've had for the program so far, and then I'll come back and delve into the program a little bit more.
We really need to be educating children from a younger and younger age. Obviously, they're exposed to social media much younger than they were before. And I really feel that if we can equip them and help them to change the narrative around body positivity from a young age, it's going to go such a long way in terms of preparing them for high school, when obviously they're going to be facing a whole lot more issues to deal with.
We have found that very many primary schools are very keen to have and to use a carefully developed program. So it's wonderful to be able to provide this excellent resource that does fit very well into primary school curricula.
I think the biggest benefit is that teachers will get a big bank of lesson plans, so they don't need to reinvent the wheel every time. The lessons include lots of dialogue, the correct dialogue to be using when talking about body positivity.
I love that it was broken down into like 6 easy modules and with lots of different ranges of ways of learning. So there was videos, quizzes to consolidate my learning, and eye-catching visuals. It was self-paced, so I was able just to work at my own speed, and I could just pick up where I left off.
a collaborative approach is what is required so that the entire community is aware and on the same page in terms of creating a positive body image.
One of the most important aspects of Body Bright is that it is evidence-based, so schools can have confidence that it draws on the most up-to-date research. In addition to being based on research, this resource has been developed with very broad consultation with stakeholders and experts in relevant fields.
Thanks so much to those who participated in those interviews. And now I will talk a bit about Butterfly Body Bright and what's involved in the program. So as mentioned, Butterfly Body Bright is a whole of school program, and the whole school approach recognises that all aspects of the primary school community can work together to impact positively upon students' body image. And so the program includes 4 key components. The first is school culture and environment, and we provide schools with recommendations for policies and processes to encourage the whole school community to be committed to providing positive body image. The second component is staff training, which is online and self-paced. So there are 5 compulsory modules that cover the key risk and protective factors for children's body image, how staff can role model being body bright in their interactions with and teaching of students, when to be concerned about a child, as well as how to implement Body Bright in the classroom. We also have 1 optional module for staff who wish to explore their own body image and self-compassion. Next, we have the Body Bright curriculum. So these are age-appropriate, strength-based lessons that are designed to promote specific positive body image messages. And they've been designed to align with the health and physical education curriculum. However, many of the lessons could also be used in literacy and STEM, or more generally as a wellbeing program. So we have 6 themes in Butterfly Body Bright, and each theme represents a letter of the word bright and aligns with a known risk or protective factor for body image. And I'll go into those in a little bit more detail in a moment. So what the curriculum content includes are detailed lesson plans and fact sheets for staff. And from some of the feedback we received and seeing how the lessons are going in the classroom, we're going to be creating an optional slide pack for each of the lessons, and they will be available from term 4. So these are our Body Bright themes, and we have B is for brave against appearance teasing. So research shows that appearance teasing is prevalent among peers and can significantly impact a child's body image. And so the BRAVE lesson aims to promote positive peer interactions to reduce negative comments about appearance teasing and or bullying in schools. R is for resilient to unhelpful media messages. We know that media presents very unrealistic and generally unattainable appearance ideals, and unfortunately children's media is not exempt from this. So the resilient lessons aim to promote resilience to societal appearance ideals by improving media literacy and social media literacy in older years. Next we have I, which is inclusive of all bodies. We know that weight stereotypes start to develop quite early in childhood, and so the inclusive lessons aim to celebrate diversity in the ways that bodies look and function, and to celebrate individual strengths and qualities with the intention to reduce weight stigma. G is grateful for their bodies, and these lessons aim to celebrate identity and practice self-compassion and gratitude towards the body with the intention to improve body acceptance and self-esteem. Up next, we have H, which is for happy from joyful movement. And the happy lessons focus on staying healthy in mind and body with joyful movement and appreciating what the body allows us to do, regardless of a person's ability or skill level. And finally, we have T for thoughtful with their eating. So the thoughtful lessons focus on staying healthy with positive and balanced eating attitudes and behaviours. So that's our Body Bright curriculum in a quick little nutshell. And then the fourth component of the whole school approach is partnerships with families and services. And so we have created some Body Bright family resources to support families to be positive role models of positive body image and healthy behaviours in the home, and also to engage support services where needed. It's important that there is some consistency in messaging between schools and families, and so incorporating families as part of the whole school approach is really important. So at the moment, we have some free tip sheets available through the website for families, and this is also an area that we hope to build on over time with some videos and audio content. So now I'd just like to touch on some of the program evaluation that we've done to date. We've done some staff training trials. So in addition to the reviews from our advisory and reference groups, we have had 28 primary school educators trial the Body Bright training online. The feedback has generally been quite positive, and the feedback survey has showed that 93% feel confident to deliver Body Bright lessons. 96% think that the whole school approach will have a positive impact on the body image of students. 82% felt that they will be able to better role model positive body image in front of their students following the training. And 71% said that they would now avoid talking about appearance in a negative way in front of their students. So some positive feedback all round. We are also currently conducting a small pilot evaluation in conjunction with La Trobe University that has unfortunately had some delays due to COVID-related issues. But the aim of the pilot evaluation is to understand a bit more about the delivery of Butterfly Body Bright lessons and the impact on Year 4 to 6 students. We've been really lucky to have the involvement of 12 Year 4 to 6 teachers and over 100 students from one Melbourne independent school across 2 of their campuses, and we're very thankful and appreciative of their involvement to date in the program. So far with the pilot evaluation, as I said, it's incomplete, but our preliminary results are showing that students have reported a significant increase and improvement in body image and help seeking. And so what the preliminary data is showing is that 54% of students have reported an immediate increase in how happy they felt about their body shape and how they look. And 29% have reported an immediate increase in their intention to seek help or support if they were having a hard time. So these are really exciting preliminary results to see. Obviously, we can't report on these more formally until we have compiled all of the data and the evaluation is complete. And at that time, we'll have the full report available on our website under the research tab. Okay, so now on to, I guess, the fun bit of how we can get primary schools involved. So there are 3 easy steps to getting started. The first is appointing a Body Bright lead or leads within a school. So this would be a staff member who will be the main contact for the program and activate the program within the school. So they certainly don't need to be a body image expert, but ideally will have an interest in the topic and be passionate about fostering a positive body image and positive wellbeing in their students. There is more information about the Body Bright lead on our website, but we're also going to hold a drop-in Q&A session for those thinking of being a Body Bright lead, and we will email some more details about that after today. The second step is for the Body Bright lead to register the school. So we only need 1 registration per school unless there is more than 1 lead. And then after registration has been approved, the Body Bright lead will have full access to the program, and that will include how to involve other staff and the school community in Butterfly Body Bright. So schools that register will be provided with all the resources that they need through an online portal, and schools have flexibility to implement the program in a way that works within their school community. There are some minimum requirements that must be met in the first year, and schools who do achieve these minimum requirements will be acknowledged on the Butterfly Body Bright website, and they'll also receive a Body Bright badge to use within their school communication channels. But just looking at what the minimum engagement is across our key 4 components of the program. So the first is to implement 2 to 3 strategies from the school culture guidelines that are available to the Body Bright lead. Then to have the Body Bright lead plus 5 staff members complete the online training. To then have those trained staff members deliver the 1-hour Brave lesson to their students or student groups within the school. And then lastly, to send all families a one-off link to Body Bright Families page on the website. So that's the sort of minimum engagement for the first 12 months, but schools can really do a little bit more, all the way up to full integration of everything. And there's a lot of flexibility in terms of what schools can do in that space. So registration is free, at least until the 31st of December this year. And schools that do register this year will have 12 months access from when they sign up. I want to point out how important it is that schools can decide when they implement the program content within that 12 months. So we certainly aren't expecting schools to sign up and deliver the content in the whole program in term 3, for example. But it might look something like having staff training completed this year and then delivering the Body Bright curriculum and alongside some of the family resources in the first half of next year. So there is flexibility in terms of how schools can take this on. And we look forward to working with primary schools in implementing Butterfly Body Bright in their school. So that's it from me. Please keep entering any questions that you have that may not have been answered so far. But now I will hand back over to Danny. So thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie. We certainly are incredibly grateful to have you leading the way with your expertise, experience, and also passion for this topic. I'd also like to thank everyone who has been involved in the project again, and also the Prevention Services team, as well as the broader Butterfly organisation. So where to next? Butterfly Body Bright is now officially live, and I would encourage you all to check out the website and learn as much as you can or further details there. I would also encourage you to have conversations with the decision makers at your school or your child's school or a school in your community. So hopefully they can come on board and become one of Australia's first Butterfly Body Bright schools. As Stephanie mentioned, the program will be free until the 31st of December. Beyond that, we're not entirely sure what it will look like, but we can guarantee that we will ensure all schools have access in an equitable way. We will also continue to offer ongoing support with the program via direct contact with the project team, live webinars, and other ongoing support. We now start phase 2 of the project, which is being generously funded by Sports Girl. All questions from today will be compiled, as Stephanie mentioned, and we will be circulating those to everybody who has attended. There are also frequently asked questions available to view on the website. So thank you so much for joining us today and for expressing interest in Butterfly Body Bright. And also thank you for expressing interest and showing support for obviously children's body image. And we really hope that through this program, we will see all Australian children feeling bright in their bodies. Thank you.